Hi, all. Welcome back to the second part of the live lecture on the chapter Yuki and the Tsunami in uh, Communicate with Cambridge Literature Reader Class 5, Grade 5 textbook of Cambridge syllabus. Uh, in the last lecture, we learned about how a boy called Yuki is struggling his best to make his people, the elders of his village, aware about the hazard that is going to happen in their village within a few minutes or even seconds. Their place is prone to tsunami, so uh, Yuki have got good advices uh, from his grandfather for handling difficult situations. His grandfather, sorry for the unstable uh, internet connection and the problems caused due to that. Uh, Yuki's grandfather had a farm of his own, and the people they were happy because of the crops being cultivated there, and uh, celebration of the rice crops is going to happen there within a few minutes. So the people there are standing near to the shore, near to the seashore, and they were engaging in conversations. And Yuki is watching them from top of the mountain near to it. He want them to move back to the mountain, but without effect. So what he did is that he just uh, uh, so do you remember what he did in order to make them move towards the mountain? Yuki just lit a pine torch, a torch made of uh, the branch of pine tree, and he hurried to the fields. The hundreds of rice stacks stood golden and bright in the sun. He touched the torch to the edge of each one. Sorry for the lack of clarity. He hurried from one to the other as quickly as his legs could carry him. Sunrise. So he did lit fire to the stalks, and when the stalks got fire, he just shouted, "Fire! Fire! Everyone, run to the mountain quick!" So what did Yuki do? He just lit fire to the sun-dried stalks and shouted, "Fire! Fire! Everyone run to the mountain quick!" Now let us see whether people will obey his words or not. So Yuki did a wise plan in order to make the people move to the mountain. According to him, it is a wise plan, or it is a wise move from him. Now let us see what happened next. The people sorry okay sorry for the unstable net and camera rotation problems that occurred few minutes before. Uh, we don't know if we were able to hear what we were saying till now. So we just came back with the continuation. We just came back with the chapter Yuki and the Tsunami. We were just brushing up what we learned in the last lecture, what we learned from the last lecture. In the last lecture, we learned about a village called village in Japan that is the shores of the sea, where people are having small houses in the land that is very close to the sea. The protagonist of the story is a boy called Yuki, whose grandfather uh, was the headman of that village, who was very wealthy, and succeeders of that headman took the yield of the farm, the rice crop farm, and the people in the village were happy. So the grandfather had given Yuki some advice in order to settle the disputes that happen in the village. And the villagers are now very happy with the preparations for the rice crop celebration. Meanwhile, Yuki gets notified about the great hazard that is going to happen in their place, tsunami. Yuki witnesses uh, uh, he witnesses the starting of an earthquake. Uh, he wants the villagers to move to the top of the mountain where he is standing, but without effect. The wind is changing, but people are just watching and enjoying uh, the beauty of nature, and they are having a chit chat while preparing for the rice crop celebration. They are just watching and enjoying what were happening in the nature, just like seeing the sights in a water theme park. So Yuki want them to move back to the top of the mountain, move to the top of the mountain, but without effect. So what he did is that he just lit fire to the rice stalks, rice stalk, and he shouted, "Fire, fire! Everyone run to the mountain, quick!" So let us see what happened next. The people hurried from over the beach like a swarming of ants. So, uh, Yuki's plan is going to work. The people, they hurried from over the beach. They rushed from the beach like a swarming of ants. Uh, you, you know how ants move from one place to another in search of food. They'll go in a straight line with a proper aim. Like that, the people uh, were, were moving fastly like the swarming of ants in a straight line. Hmm? Let us see what the textbook author and editor have given regarding the word swarming. Swarming, coming together in a large group. So all the villagers, they just came together for one purpose. What is that purpose? The purpose of climbing the mountain, to reach the top of the mountain. So they came together in a large group with a single aim. the aim of reaching the top of the mountain. Just like ants have the single aim of catching the food and dividing it between themselves. Just like that. Sorry for just like ants have a single aim of taking their food and dividing among themselves, the people, the villagers are having the single aim of reaching the top of the mountain. So they are hurrying from over the beach like swarming of ants. Though to Yuki's anxious eyes, the moments seemed terribly long. All the while, the sea was fleeing even more quickly towards the horizon. Though the people started moving towards the top of the mountain, Yuki can see the sea was fleeing even more quickly towards this horizon. So Yuki can see that after moving backwards, the tides of the sea is going to the sea is rising, and it is fleeing here means flying even more quickly on a fast motion towards the horizon, towards the land. So you many of you would have seen the videos and pictures of tsunami where large waves that large waves rush towards the seashore. They will rush in the beginning, and then they will have uh, the height of uh, just like one elephant is standing on top of another elephant. The sea waves are that tall. Okay, so Yuki is still worried about what is going to happen. The whole village was moving up the mountain now. The growing multitude, still knowing nothing, looked horrified at the flaming fields and the destruction of their homes and their livelihood. Oh no. So, what happened? Though Yuki was having a good aim of letting the people know about the hazard of tsunami and making them move towards the top of mountain, what happened is that from the from the sun-dried stalks that having from the fire or the sun-dried stalks, uh, the houses also started burning, and uh, people got horrified seeing the flaming fields and the destruction of their homes and even their livelihood. Yuki is mad, cried one of the boys when they had all reached the top. Yeah, why would why do you think that the that one among the boys shouted Yuki is mad? Because he set fire to the uh, sun-dried stalks, and from there the fire came to the houses and the entire field, and the houses got destroyed, and it caused harm to to their livelihood. He set fire to the rice on purpose. I saw him do it. Ah, so so one among the boys who cried that Yuki is mad is even complaining that Yuki set fire to the rice on purpose. I saw him do it. He even told that he saw Yuki setting up fire on the rice field purposefully. Yuki, is this true? Said Yuki's mother and father. frowning deeply. So Yuki's mother and father are shocked to hear that Yuki is the one who set fire to the rice field, and they are asking, Yuki, is this true? They asked by they asked with a deep frown. Yuki hung his head. So he just nodded his head as if he's the one who did it. Just then, someone cried, Look! At the edge of the horizon, a long, dim line, like the shadowing of a coast where no coast had even been, a line that thickened as they gazed, that broadened in the way a coastline broadens when one approaches it yet much more quickly. For that long thin line of darkness was the returning of the sea, towering like a cliff and raging swiftly towards them. So, while the people were complaining, Yuki, while his peer group was complaining him, while his parents were asking him whether he is the one behind the behind the uh, uh, catching of fire in the fields, someone cried and said, "Look!" And what did they see? They could see uh, the sea waves rushing towards the seashore, and they could uh, see a long thin line of darkness that was returning the sea. But there is a difference. The sea is now towering like a cliff and raging swiftly towards them. Rage means an anger. Now the sea is angry. Sea is angry means the sea waves uh, have now gone wild. The sea waves are moving very fast and and the sea waves are very tall. A tsunami shrieked the people. Now somehow they got they realized the hazard that is taking place. What is the hazard? A tsunami. Underline. If you're having this textbook with you, you can underline or else just listen. A tsunami shrieked the people. Then all shrieks and all sounds and all power to hear sounds were annihilated by a nameless shock heavier than any thunder, as a colossal swell struck the shore with a weight that sent a shudder through the hills, and with a burst of foam like a blaze of sheet lightning. Then for an instant nothing could be seen but a storm of spray rushing up the slope like a cloud, and the people scattered back in panic from the mere menace of it. So the people shrieked or shouted, What? A tsunami! Then all the sounds and all power to hear sounds were annihilated by a nameless shock. Annihilated means destroyed something completely so that nothing is left. So even the shouting of people got destroyed by a shock that is heavier than thunder. So what might be the shock? The shock of tsunami. Shock of tsunami waves. The shock of tsunami waves are stronger than thunder and lightning in such a way that they are very fast. They are faster than faster than heavy rain and heavy wind. As a colossal swell struck the shore with a weight that sent a shudder through the hills, and with a burst of foam like a blaze of sheet lightning. Colossal means extremely large. So the when the extremely large sea waves struck the shore with a weight that sent a shudder through the hills, with a burst of foam like a blaze of sheet lightning. So on one side there was the uh, fire lit by Yuki. Now there is tsunami. Mm. So the current situation is just like that of burst of foam, like a blaze of sheet lightning. Then for an instant nothing could be seen but a storm of spray rushing up the slope like a cloud, and the people scattered back in panic from the menace of it. Menace means something that is likely to cause harm. When they looked when they looked again, they saw a white horror of sea roaring over the place of their homes. So now the people moved to the top of the mountain, but they had to see a white horror. White horror, that word is used here to indicate the sea waves that are white in color but are horrible. They saw a white horror of sea roaring over the place of their homes. A picture is given here in order to make you aware of the condition there. It drew back, tearing out the land as it went. So when the sea waves moved back after grabbing the houses, the land was having the remainings of a tear. Many of you would have heard of wear and tear. So when you are just when you have placed your hand on a paper on a paper in your notebook for a long time, you'd see a stray mark, and if you just pull the paper from one corner, you'll see a tear just like that, but not just like that, but not just like that. Here we can see a tear in the land due to tsunami. That is much more serious than a little tear on a paper. Twice, 3 times, 5 times the sea struck the land and ebbed, but each time with surges less strong. Ebbed means the period of time when the sea moved away from the coast and fell to a lower level. Ebbed means the period of time when the sea moved away from the coast and fell to a lower level. So when the sea is moving backward and there's a low tide, after some time an even more tsunami wave can happen, but each time with surges less strong. Those who have seen the TV channels like Animal Planet, Discovery, uh, might be familiar of how a tiger catches its prey. It will move backward first, At that time, the prey will think that the tiger is now peaceful. It will just leave him or her, leave the prey and go back. But that moving back is for doing a long jump and then to catch the prey. Just like that, the sea surges less strong, huh? But that is for an even more tall and quick tsunami hazard. Then finally the sea returned to its normal place and stayed there, though still raging. So the waves returned to the initial place, the normal line. But even at that time, the sea is in a rage, not peaceful, as the sea will do after a hurricane. On the mountain, for a long time, no word was spoken. Earlier, the people were, at first, they were happily speaking loudly, preparing for the celebrations, and they were not even listening to Yuki's words. And then they complained Yuki for setting fire in the village. But now, none of them. And even after that, they shouted tsunami. But now they are completely silent. Just like what we see in classrooms when teachers say, silence. I would pin drop silence. The silence that we see at that moment, that we can see now on top of the mountain. On the mountain, for a long time, no word was spoken. All stared speechlessly at the desolation below, at the wreckage and debris that was scattered over what was left of their village. So none of them were speaking, but they were staring speechlessly at the desolation below. Desolation means a place where everything has been destroyed. So just like the scene that we see after a JCB is doing its work in a place. Just like a JCB have destroyed a building, just like that, just like that, the villagers were staring speechlessly at the desolation below, at the wreckage and debris that was scattered over what was left of their village. Wreckage means the separated parts of a badly damaged object. So parts of their houses scattered in the land, and they can see parts of the houses and buildings scattered in the land, and debris was scattered over. Debris means remainings of um, remainings that happen after the sea is violent. You know about pure water and impure water. Whenever a tsunami has happened, the sea gets violent, and the when the sea waves move backward and grab all the mud, and then return, a lot of debris will settle in the land. Debris that was scattered over that was left of their village. This can also mean what is left after the uh, what is left in their village after the tsunami waves. I'm sorry I burned the fields, said Yuki, his voice trembling. So, apart from the uh, sadness of seeing or witnessing the tsunami and the destruction of houses, the hazard that have already happened and that may happen. Beyond that, Yuki is sad as he set fire to the as his deed set fire to the houses and the field. I'm sorry, I burned the fields, said Yuki, his voice trembling. Yuki, said his father softly, you saved us all. Yeah. Though Yuki told his dad that he's sorry that he burned the fields, his father told in a soft voice, you saved us all. So, how do you think Yuki saved them all? Yuki saved them all by warning them to move back to the top of the mountain by frightening them with the fire in the rice field. And the villagers swept up Yuki and raised him into the air. So, why do you think the villagers swept up Yuki and raised him to the air? The villagers swept up Yuki and raised him to the air because he is the hero of the village as he saved their lives. We were going to celebrate our rice harvest tonight, said one, but now we'll celebrate that we are still alive. So, one among the villagers are saying that they were going to celebrate rice harvest tonight, but now they are going to have another celebration of being saved from the tsunami waves. We'll celebrate that we are all still alive. And they cheered with relief and admiration at the brave Yuki, who that day had saved over 400 lives. So, the villagers are cheering as they are relieved, as they got saved from tsunami. And they are admiring the brave Yuki. Admiration means a feeling of respect and liking for somebody or something. So why they are having admiration towards Yuki? They are having admiration towards Yuki as he saved their lives. How many lives did Yuki save? 400, over 400 lives. Yuki saved over 400 lives. Over means more than. So Yuki saved more than 400 lives. The continuation will be dealt with in the next lecture. Thank you all. Have a nice time ahead. Bye.